There's a real fight brewing in the world of real estate right now, and it all kicked off when one of the country's biggest brokerages made a move that has the entire industry talking. It all boils down to one simple question: who gets to see your home listing first? So let's dive in and figure out what's really going on here. So, that's the CEO of Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. And yeah, that quote pretty much captures the chaos that erupted the second his company launched its new platform. The industry, it just instantly split into two camps. And that deep division is exactly what we're going to unpack. And make no mistake, this is not just about some new product. Nope. This is the latest battle in a long, long war over how homes are bought and sold. And maybe more importantly, who really controls that whole process? And right at the center of it all is this platform, HannaList. It comes from Howard Hanna, who are a huge player in the real estate game. They've been around for almost 70 years. And what they pitched as just a common sense solution has, well, it's become a total lightning rod for controversy. Okay, so what is HannaList really? And in a market this heated, what problem is it even trying to solve? Let's break it down. At its core, HannaList is basically a pre-market exposure tool. So before a new listing goes up on all the big public websites and the multiple listing service, the MLS, agents inside the Howard Hanna network get a first look. The company is super clear about this. They call it a strategic launch model, not some kind of secret off-market network. And the CEO, Hoby Hanna, is really deliberate with his words here. He's positioning HannaList not as some radical, disruptive idea, but as a moderate, kind of middle-of-the-road choice. The goal, he says, is to show sellers that there are more options than just all or nothing. And the process itself? It's really just a simple two-step. First, the listing gets shared internally with Howard Hanna's own agents and their buyers. Then, after that initial window, it gets sent out to the entire market through the MLS. This little delay is the whole key. It's meant to give sellers more control, right? A chance to test the waters, maybe find a super qualified buyer without the absolute frenzy of a full public launch. Okay, if it's so simple, why all the backlash? Well, to get that, we really have to zoom out and look at the bigger picture and the insane pressures in today's housing market. You see, the idea of showing a listing to your own agents first, the industry calls them exclusive or pocket listings, that's not new at all. It's been a strategy for years. But today's market conditions have totally turned it into a major flashpoint. And the reason why is pretty simple. We are in a historic housing shortage. There are so few homes for sale, buyers are getting desperate. So in that kind of environment, any strategy that looks like it's holding a listing back, even just for a little while, feels like someone's hiding the ball. It can feel like it's creating an unfair advantage and just shutting people out. This whole debate really boils down to two competing philosophies. On one side, you've got Howard Hanna insisting that they're working with the existing MLS system to just add more options. But on the other side, you have a company like Compass, which is seen as more of a disruptor. They've even talked about creating a single national MLS to replace all the local ones. So it's kind of like evolution versus revolution, and the winner really affects how you're going to search for your next home. But really, this whole thing is about something much, much bigger than any single company. It's about the most valuable asset in real estate today: control over your data. Look, this is not a new fight, not by a long shot. Back in the 90s, the industry was panicking that the internet would make agents totally obsolete. Then in the 2000s, portals like Zillow completely changed the game. And here we are today, right in the middle of the data wars, a battle over who gets to control, distribute, and, let's be honest, profit from all that home listing information. From the broker's point of view, the argument is pretty straightforward. They're the ones doing the work to get the listing data, right? They find the seller, they take the photos, they write the description. So their argument is, hey, we should have more of a say in how and where that valuable information gets sent out. And despite all this talk of tech and data and disruption, there's still this fundamental belief that the human agent isn't going anywhere. Just like Hoby Hanna says here, buying a home is this massive emotional decision. And he argues that no matter how good the technology gets, you're always, always going to need a person to help guide you through it. So let's bring it all home. What does all this industry infighting actually mean for you, the person who might actually want to buy or sell a home someday? At its heart, the argument for something like HannaList really just boils down to one thing: giving the homeowner more choice. The idea is that selling your home shouldn't be some one-size-fits-all process. Maybe you're a seller who values privacy more than a bidding war, or you want to reward agents who bring you serious qualified buyers. For those people, having this kind of strategic option could be really powerful. And that right there is the big takeaway. The whole controversy around HannaList, it isn't really about HannaList. It's a symptom of a much larger power struggle. This is a fight for control, it's a fight over data, and ultimately, it's a fight over who gets to write the rulebook for the next chapter of real estate. So as these industry giants battle it out for control of the market and all its data, it leaves us with one last, really crucial question. In this massive real estate showdown, who's actually going to come out on top? The agent? The brokerage? Or you?